Hey everyone, it's Leo Young here, and with Impressive Graphics Media, and I'm sure you already know the news. You've read the title. Stan Lee has passed away at the age of 95. So this is going to be a little bit of a different video. There's no script. There's nothing really. I'm going off the cuff here. It's more of a. Before we used to do videos called Impressive Talks and Thoughts, where I pretty much shared my thoughts, and I talked about it. So I guess this is kind of the same way. Ignore the background, ignore everything. So Stan Lee died today, November 12th, 6 days after my birthday. And I was in school. I was in class. I could have done a video right then and there where I was and addressed it, talked about it, but it wouldn't have been up in time, so I don't know how to explain it. I don't think I had the right words to say. I'll tell my own how I reacted at the end, but Stan Lee, Stan the man, they're all gone. What I mean by that is essentially all the original comic book gods, Stan Lee, Ditko, Kirby, a lot of them, they're all gone. But they're only gone in body, really. They're not gone in spirit or in legacy, because all these comic book creators, all these men, these women who helped set these industries up, DC and Marvel, which in turns led to other ones, Valiant and all of them, they have a legacy which will never be forgotten. They have 75 years of a legacy. Some of them are coming up to 85. And then, there will be soon 100 years of legacies for these individuals. So for me, I didn't see them as, oh wow, they're gone. Tear. I saw it as physically they're gone, but I'll never forget who these people are. I'll never sit down and go like, I don't know who created Spider-Man. I'll always remember Stan Lee. It's going to suck because the generation after me, maybe even the generation now, they won't know who Stan Lee. I know a lot of people don't even know who Jack Kirby is because he wasn't a person who would go out there. He wasn't the person who would blast his face out in the world. That was Stan. Stan was a public figure. He was an extrovert. Or maybe he was an introverted extrovert. You know what I mean? But that's Stan's personality. That's how he was able to be remembered by so many. And there are so many other people out there in the original comic book industry who we're gone. There's not much talk of them, but in a way, Stan, I guess, is literally the last of them to go. Maybe there's someone else that that really is obscure. Nobody talks about him or her, but essentially, from what I've seen, it is simply just Stan. Let me move this. I'm tired of looking at myself. So this isn't really news. This is from whatever the heart is. I would like to say thank you to Mr. Stan Lee and to Mr. Kirby and all comic writers and comic artists. I want to say thank you to them, to all of them. Because if it wasn't for them, I've always wanted to write a comic book. That's what I said when I was in fucking high school, in 11th or 10th grade, sophomore, junior year. I said I want to write comic books for a living. And so, well, I started writing comic books when I was a lot younger, but that was when, in high school, was when I kind of sat down. I was like, I really want to do this. I want to be a writer. I want to write for comic books. That's what I want to do. So I would continue to just write fan fiction. I don't think it's fan fiction, in my personal opinion, based in the DC universe, and I got really good at it. I didn't really write in the comic book, man. Well, there's really no official way, but I just wrote it. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gone to college knowing, all right, well, there's no school over here on the east side that says that's like a comic book thing. So I was like, okay, so I guess I'll just, I guess I'll just go to school for literature, English literature, which helps with creative writing. And if it wasn't for that, I would have never found my interest in production, film production, movie making, which in turn helped me go into screenwriting. And now I've written fucking 3 scripts, and one of the films has already been made, and we're working on 2 more right now. So all of that is because I looked at these people, and I know Stan Lee didn't write. I know he didn't write 2008's issue of Spider-Man, but he created Spider-Man. And the fact these characters existing, like, I know I said I wrote in the DC universe. That's another thing entirely, but comic books in general. So I guess I gotta just say is like, thank you, because if it wasn't for them, these men, these women, these creatives, I wouldn't be a creative. I wouldn't know that writing was my thing. And now look at me. I'm on YouTube talking about the news, talking about dead old men. Good work, D. But sorry, I'm reading this GameStop thing. Interesting. But that being said, like I said, turn it all around. I know I'm not the only one who kind of feels that. I know there are a lot of even people older than me who are actually breaking down. There are a lot of people who are really upset. My age, a little bit younger, a little bit older, a lot older, who are honestly shaken, whatever the word is, by Lee's passing. And I don't personally know him, but he always seemed like a good man with a good soul. And I don't think this, of course, cliche-like would be what he wanted. I bet, I want to say I can guarantee, but I bet he was incredibly excited. He was happy that his work and the works of all those who followed inspired all of us to sit down, to write, to draw, to read, to create, to think about the people, the worlds that have been made, the stories that have been sewn together over the past 75 years. I'm sure that all of them are so thankful and just happy that someone, even if it's one person, sat down and said, this fucking comic changed my life. This story changed my life. This made me change the way I view things. I'm not crying. Okay, so that's that. Personally, on the other hand, I wasn't surprised that Lee died. He's 95. I know there are a couple people I know, just like me, who actually did prepare for this, who sat down there like, okay, when Lee passes away, I will be prepared. Because I know his time is coming. His health has been, every once in a while this year, they would like slip it out that his health is kind of declining, he's in bed rest, stuff like that. So this was the year I kind of figured that his time would finally come. My friend Wicked said that his time would come next year, but you never really know. You can't really take a bet on that. So you gotta be prepared for the you got to be prepared for the later today. And so I don't really know the extent of this video. I don't know exactly why. I guess I just wanted to get my own thoughts about it out. I wanted to get what's on my chest out about this. And maybe even help a few people with my words by like, I know I'm probably reaching, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I feel better making a video like this. I feel like more individual people should actually go out and do stuff like this, make videos. If you're like, I don't know what type of videos I want to make, if something you love affects you, Talk about it. Grab a webcam, grab your phone, set it up somewhere, get your face in it, rule of thirds, and talk about it. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got to say. Honestly, it would be nice to talk about this with other people. So if you're still watching, please comment down below. It honestly would be nice to talk about this with other people. So, I'll leave it here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Videos up again tomorrow. The normal news stuff we do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Hopefully this time. Been a little busy. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Stay impressive. Peace. And see you. I'm so tempted to do the whole Excelsior thing, but I feel that's a little cliche. So